Hello, welcome to Pause at the Well for your weekly soul guidance reading. Maria from Bloom, Angela from Grounded Dreamers for the week of June 12th. So let's all pause and welcome to the well. Come into the well, take a moment to feel into what you need to nourish you this week. And take a moment to really find something in your life that you're grateful for. Anchoring in that gratitude. Saying it out loud to yourself, I am grateful for ... Personally, I'm grateful for the ways things just keep aligning and aligning and aligning. And so it is, and we will transition into the reading. Yeah, beautiful reading this week.
I'm grateful for this space.
Me too. Thank you for
us
saying
to keep creating. Okay, so this reading this week, this is a practice in accepting and adapting. So the first card I got was completion. This is depicting endings, things that phase out. Sometimes this could be endings that weren't your choice, things that ended on you, or things that you have deliberately closed out. And then what are we left with? What are those feelings that we're left with? Because even if it's of your choosing, it's still change, it's still transition, and there's still that sort of limbo space between the end and the new that's coming that we feel a little wobbly. And so the response to that wobble is surrender.
Wobble.
Right? Wobble, wobble.
What does the surrender card say? What does it have?
Surrender. I release my need to control.
Oh,
I
right.
I can release my need to control. I love that because it's there's a positive
permission and allowing.
Hopeful feeling there.
Yeah.
Really being able to this thing closed out, which is out of your control as well. It already was. Even if we were the ones that said, I want this to end, the manner in which it happens isn't always ours to choose. And so that giving it, the surrender, the allowing for the closure and the reopening of the new is that space that we find ourselves in. We're reminded to breathe. Like sometimes we actually have to remind ourselves to breathe, because I do find that when I'm in anticipation or worry or anxiety, if my mind is future tripping, I forget to breathe. I have moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm holding my breath. So that's an important practice to remember. And this also is from the Earth deck, and it's talking about the forest. So if you can get out among foliage and in nature and just plant yourself and breathe in that life force, it does help a lot to clear your mind and realign your spirit.
Yeah.
And then we're reminded, I got shape shifting. This is the adapting phase of the reading, right? So we've let go, right? We've allowed for whatever's going to take shape. We're pausing to align ourselves. And now when these new things and opportunities and ideas come, find ways to adapt to it, like the clouds. It's like, if you can't beat them, join them. Become a part of that changing energy, become part of it instead of resisting it. And I love this because Spirit always has a way of knocking me on the head and reiterating things, and I got acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things I cannot change. So I love that. We all can be reminded of that in any moment. So that up till now, this reading has sort of created a clearing and a way to really be present in this moment, and then in eager anticipation of what's coming instead of fear. And I don't know, instead of sort of that fear of the unknown, it's actually acceptance and love of the unknown, because that's where we get to create. And that's the next card I pulled, creation, dream time. I love, because the first part of this reading is, get grounded, get into this moment, and now you're dreaming. So it's like grounded dreamers, kind of reminds me of something. Creating there is that part of it's all up to you. It's like the ball of clay that you get to mold, and find the little details and angles that you want to utilize as you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're reminded again, your favorite card, Maria.
I know, this is my card.
One of your favorites.
I know that and tsunami.
You should get a tattoo. Yeah, moment to moment, where this figure we know is moving along down that rapid running rainbow river, but he has his eyes closed. The stones that are under him are supporting him, and he knows in the right moment, the next stone will be there for his support. So always supported if you're sort of keeping your energetic feet right under you, right? And then the final part of this spread is the Fool. So now our path is starting again, right? We went from completion to new beginnings here with all that sort of adjusting and aligning in between. But I love this because now it's stepping eagerly into the unknown, which is, there's no real cause for fear because we've made it to this point with probably many instances in our past where fear came in and the unknown and things we suddenly had loss and had to realign ourselves. So it's just another affirmation there that even if it's unknown, it's actually the exciting part because that's where the creation happens. So so that's that first part there.
Yeah, creating. That's really what we're doing every day, right? And that's what we're doing here too. It's so beautiful. So let's be with the reading. Take a moment to pause. I love this idea of stepping in and adapting, trusting the adaptation, right? Yeah, creating.
Moving with it. Yeah, letting it. Yeah, instead of fighting.
Yeah, that's right. And really trusting, that the energy of the Fool. So many people I have heard, so many successful people I have heard talk about how people told them, what are you thinking? You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You must be a fool, right? We have to embrace that creative energy and keep aligning. So let's just pause and be with the reading. And just feel ourselves. Maybe we're each facing a situation right now that we might feel tentative about stepping into. Or it's just the unknown. So just in this moment, try stepping in, feeling yourself step in, and just allow yourself to feel into the adaptation. Let go of control and surrender with your breath. So take a deep breath in and release. And just pause and see what else you see for yourself in the reading as you begin to invite your intention for this week to come forth. And this space really is about blooming your grounded dreams. So what intention supports you in that this week? And then we'll go into the second half of the reading.
Okay, so I love this because now, we've grounded in that, adapting energy. So we are learning to go with that flow. But, we're not machines, right? We are human beings. And I pulled emotion to open up the next reading. Feelings will arise, some dread or some worry or even some like overwhelming elation, which could also take us out of this moment, right? I mean, not that we shouldn't feel our emotions. This is actually an indication that we should. But in context of this path you're creating, whatever this new thing is, new way of being, feel the feelings, let them rise and let them pass so that you can still keep in the moment. Because when you get stuck in that excitement of a feeling or the overwhelming of a feeling, you're stuck. You're not moving with the flow. You're staying there. Same goes for you get stagnated. The same goes for the mental. I got fighting. This is all of that chatter in your mind. This guy, look how his thought memories or his thought clouds are actually arguing with each other.
Yeah, and he's all armored up.
And he's all armored up, like ready that is another way to become stagnant. So the
Totally.
feelings and the thoughts that arise on this path are valid, but not the thing that drives you. Right? The thing that drives you is actually the universal flow. And if you're in that, if you have done that sort of shape-shifting cloud vibration in that, then as the feelings come, you're adapting to the next moment, and they will go ahead and pass. So, we're not trying to say here, don't feel and don't think and don't plan.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
But don't get stuck
100%.
in it. Yeah. Don't get stuck in it. And then be patient, be kind, knowing that everything is cyclical. Life is always in motion. Things are always unfolding, right? That baby will be born at some point or another, right? You can't control when. The moon as well. The moon will be full again. We can't control it. So just being in, and this card came right over the breath card as I do my spreads, I put them on top of each other. So, I mean, this is always remember to pause and accept where you are, because what's being created, it's not really for you to know. The creation is for you to dream, but the way that you get there and the things that are put in place aren't always in your, the universe is taking care of that for you.
Yeah.
So it's the balance, right, of human and spiritual. It's that balance. And then we're reminded nothing yet is set in stone. And I actually want to say nothing ever is set in stone, because we continue to create, we continue to move with the energy and adapt to it. So I love that. And that came over the shape-shifting card in this spread. So it's like reminding us, be mutable, be movable, and allow for what comes to take you in and jump on that momentum. And then I got steady progress. And this is Saint Therese and of Lisieux, I think. I don't do French very well, but it's little flower. So I thought that was the bloom reference there was pretty good. She's little flower, but it's saying steady progress. And this is reminding us, even though it feels like I haven't done it yet, I haven't made it. Like I always love to guide, to use the guidance of looking back on your life and knowing, okay, I've made progress. Like I was there and now I'm here.
Absolutely.
So, right? As you could go down the road, it's finding that flow instead of getting yourself stuck in any point with worry or despair. Finding that flow creates more clarity.
An awareness.
An awareness. You get to sort of lift the clouds lift, right? And this came right under the fighting card where the clouds were in their head. And now the clouds, the veil has lifted. And now, okay, I see a path.
Yeah.
And I at least see my next 2 steps forward now. So let me take one and see what unfolds and adapt to that. So I really love the gentleness here that lets us create without a lot of extreme, up and down worry, holding back. We get to create if we're in that flow. Then I got possibilities, and this is that big picture vibe, right? Don't be one of the creatures down in the valley that can't see anything but, leaves and grass and dirt.
Stuck in that.
Eagle. Yeah, pull back and see. There's so many ways this can go. And there's breath there too. That's another, expansive feeling that we can all incorporate. And so then our last card is like the payoff after all that journey of trying to learn to adapt and let go and adapt and let go. And I got expect powerful change. And that is beautiful, because that's that intention, right? That's that. And that came right over the Fool. So it's like, I'm going, and I'm going eagerly, and I don't know all the details.
Yeah.
Going, right?
Yeah. I just realized too that the reading today started with the full moon completion, and then it ended with the new moon. Yeah.
Well, yeah, eclipse too of change. Nice.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, as cycles complete, new beginnings emerge.
Yes.
The natural course of things.
That's what they are. Like they say, death is only a beginning. Endings are really like you have to clear space to make room for the new beginning. You can't carry the same load with you throughout your whole life because it keeps getting piled on. So things
Yeah.
have to be shed.
Yeah.
Energies, situations, attitudes need to be shed if we want to continue to evolve.
And that's the role of emotion as well. Emotion is energy in motion. And as we're clearing, we need to allow our emotions to clear as well. Otherwise, they get lodged in our bodies, they get lodged in our cells. And there's so much evidence out there that shows the relationship between stagnation and stuck emotion, suppressed emotion, and illness that manifests. So it's all connected. And
I love that. I love that reference too. Energy and motion is, it's the way to go. I find as the more I do this work, I'm not unfeeling, I'm super emotional and I feel things deeply, even for that are happening to other people, but I don't stay. Nothing is so extreme that it knocks me off my track anymore. There's a balance.
Yeah. And it's so important to balance that balance with grounding and rooting, right? Grounding and rooting in truth and aligning, right? Grounding and rooting in what's true, what's fact, right? And then being with the flow of what is and allowing those emotions to move and flow, and holding that balance is essential. So if we're always just flowing and flowing, we're not grounded. We're not grounded dreamers, right? And we bloom from the earth. So it's like we need both. And it's so essential.
Both. Yeah. I love it.
I love it.
Blooming grounded dreams.
Yes.
Love it.
Me too. So invite everyone to pause, ground, take a moment to breathe in. And as you exhale with gratitude and feel yourself growing roots down into the earth, anchoring into the earth, and then feeling yourself rooted and grounded, moving with, just like we've been talking about, moving with the flow of what is, also what isn't, and just grounding back into the earth. And then taking a moment to set your intention for the week. And thank you so much and have a beautiful week.